Bouzas Maneiro upsets Gauff to give Spain 1-0 lead in Perth. Is coming off a breakout 2025 season in which she set a career-high ranking of number 40, reached the fourth round of a Grand Slam for the first time at Wimbledon and made her first WTA 1000 quarterfinal in Montreal on Monday at the United Cup. The Spaniard carried that momentum into 2026, upsetting world number 4 Coco Gauff. In dominant fashion, 6-1, 6-7, 3, 6-0 at RAC Arena. The loss is Gauff's first at the United Cup in 10 matches across singles and doubles. She entered the day 6-0 in singles and 9-0 overall. The win marks Bouzas Maneiro's first career top 5 victory and gives Spain a 1-0 lead over the United States ahead of the men's singles match between Taylor Fritz and John Munar. "I know Coco and she's a fighter," Bouzas Maneiro said after the match. "She's there all the time in the match, so I knew that I had to be there. And even if I'm 4-1 up, I have to be there. And yeah, she won the second set, and I went to the bathroom and was trying to focus just to take it point by point. And that was my mentality in the third set. To bear with power every point, because even if you are up 3-0 or 4-0, you have to be ready." Bouzas Maneiro set the tone immediately, breaking Gauff in the opening game en route to a 5-0 lead. She went on to break the American in all 4 of her service games in the first set and 9 times overall. Her forehand, which produced 11 winners in the match, fueled her early surge, but her return game, paired with Gauff's serving struggles, defined the rest of the match. It was a stark contrast to Gauff's dominant performance earlier in the week against Argentina's Solana Sierra. Gauff landed just 60% of her first serves and won just under 60% of those points. She was further undone by 14 double faults and 54 unforced errors. Bouzas Maneiro could only match Gauff's first serve numbers but managed her unforced errors more effectively, 41, and converted 9 of 12 break points. Still, Gauff refused to go quietly despite her struggles. She rallied from 4-1 down to take the second set in a tiebreak and appeared poised for a remarkable comeback. But Bouzas Maneiro broke to open the decider and never looked back, racing to a 4-0 lead after saving 2 break points in a 5-deuce game. After 2 hours and 12 minutes, Bouzas Maneiro closed out the match with a third-set bagel, earning a bit of redemption after being blanked in a deciding set by Sierra earlier in the week, and secured the biggest win of her career. The night Perth held its breath. Bouzas Maneiro shocks Gauff. Perth's RAC Arena glowed under the warm Australian lights. More than just steel and glass, it was a crucible poised to forge stories. For one player, it would become a place of myth. For another, a reminder of how fragile greatness can be when fate dances on a different rhythm. It began as another fixture on the United Cup calendar, Spain versus the defending champions, the United States. On paper, a match that hinted at routine. World number 4 Coco Gauff, already a figure of formidable stature in modern women's tennis, prepared to serve first for her country's hopes. On the opposite side stood Jessica Bouzas Maneiro, ranked far lower, her journey marked by quiet tenacity rather than heralded dominance. But in sport, especially tennis, the scoreboard does not always reflect the spirit behind the racket. From the first serve, something different hummed in the air. Bouzas Maneiro came out striking, her strokes crisp, her footwork buzzing with confidence that bordered on fearlessness. She broke Gauff's serve early, then again, racing to a 5-0 lead that stunned spectators into silence. Each point was a declaration. This was her moment, and she was seizing it with both hands. Against all expectations, she took the first set 6-1. World number 4 down a set was more than a scoreline. It was a jolt to the collective sense of inevitability. But Gauff, known for her resilience and carnival street fight, refused to wilt. In the second set, she clawed her way back, battles fought on serves, rallies that tested nerve and sinew alike. The Americans murmured with renewed hope as the tallied points swung like a pendulum. Gauff edged the set in a tiebreak, 7-6, 3, and suddenly there was a match again. Yet what came next was breathtaking in its intensity and singular in its domination. Bouzas Maneiro returned to the court not just to continue but to conquer. With precision, power, and a flame of confidence that never flickered, she dismantled Gauff's game in the third, not by inches, but by a seemingly unstoppable wave of momentum. 6-0 it finished. The upset was complete, and the scoreline not only surprised, it resonated, a statement of arrival from a young Spaniard whose journey had been one of incremental breakthroughs, most notably her first career top 5 win. As the last point closed, a collective gasp rippled through the arena, and then applause, reverent and loud. In a sport where the impossible can be measured in a single swing of the racket, Bouzas Maneiro had just given Spain a 1-0 lead over the United States in their United Cup tie. The undercurrent of belief. To understand why Bouzas Maneiro's win felt seismic, consider not just the ranking disparity but the narrative of their tennis lives. Coco Gauff entered the match not only as one of the world's elite athletes but as a beacon of consistency. Bred for her mental toughness and physical vitality, she had rarely been toppled in the unique pressure cooker of the United Cup. Her aura in the locker room was not just that of a leader but of a standard-bearer for American hopes. Women's Tennis Association. For Bouzas Maneiro, there were no such expectations, only potential. She is a player with flashes of brilliance, capable of greatness on her best days, but yet to be fully embraced by the rarefied conversations of elite tennis. Her run in this tie, and especially this match, felt like the collision of preparedness and destiny. She wasn't merely challenging Gauff, she was rewriting her own story in real time. Afterward, Bouzas Maneiro spoke with the calm of someone anchored in the present. She knew she had to stay in each moment, take points, just point by point, she said. That was her key, not the score, nor the stage, but the singular focus on now. More than a match, a statement. Sport is made vibrant not just by victories but by meaningful ones, the moments when outcomes defy expectation and challenge assumptions. This Paris night, though not on the grandest court, was such a moment. In Perth, Bouzas Maneiro's victory over Gauff was not just a win in the records. It echoed far deeper. It was a declaration of belief that rankings can inform but never dictate a match's emotional or competitive truth. It was a testament to preparation and grit, the kind that turns underdog into protagonist. It was, for Spanish tennis, a flame that might kindle new confidence, a spark that reminds a team how momentum in tennis, as in life, is less about stature and more about will.